All right, welcome back. We're going to do video number 2. And video number 2, like I said, is going to focus on improper fractions and multiplying with fractions. So if I am looking at a fraction, just a regular old fraction, -3/10 divided by -4/5. I'm going to actually put my negative sign more towards the middle because I don't want you thinking that the 3 is negative and the 4 is negative and the 5s are not and the 10 is not. They are one unit, so the whole thing is negative. What do we need to do? And I can hear some of your voices, some of your lovely voices saying, Miss T, I know you got to keep, change, flip. Yes. Keep, change, and flip. I want to keep my first number as the same. I keep putting it up there. That's a habit, y'all. I'm going to change my division, my operation, to its opposite, which is to multiply. And I'm going to flip my numerator and my denominator. Not before putting that negative in there. Okay? Now I can do my calculations like I would normally do them. So if I'm looking at 3 times 5, 3 times 5 will equal 15. And 10 times 4, so this and this, and this and this. Those are the numbers we're getting. Okay, maybe what I'll do is I'll show you in a different color. On the next example, I'll show you different colors. So 10 times 4 is 40. Now, if I look at this, I have to say to myself, is there a way that I can simplify this? Yes, it is. The way to simplify it is I'm going to think of what numbers multiply to get 15. Well, let's do that let's do it over here. 15 and 40. What numbers multiply to get you 15 and 40? So for 15, I know that 1 times 15 is 15. And I know that 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, what about 40? I know that 1 times 40 is 15. I know that 2 times 20 is 40. I'm sorry, not 15. 1 times 40 is 40. 2 times 20 is 40. Can we do 3? 3, does 43 times anything give you 40? No, I'm gonna tell you that right now, no. I know that 4 times 10 is 40. And I know that 5 times 8 is 40. I don't really need to do any more because all the rest of them are here. You can set it up as 1, 2, 4, 5, and then so on. Or you can say, okay, well, this times this will give me this. And then 2, well, what times 2 gives me 40? 2 times 20. So you can set them up next to each other if that helps you see what you need to see. So now I'm going to look at what number do they have in common? What's the highest number they have in common? The highest number they both have in common is a 5. So that means I can divide my numerator and my denominator by 5. And that will give me 3/8. And remember, anytime you have a negative and a negative being multiplied or divided, you are going to get a positive number. Same sign, positive answer. Positive answer. Okay? If you need to take a picture of this, take a picture of this. We have notes on this that look just like this, where we went off to the side and we said, okay, what numbers multiply to give me 15 and what numbers multiply to give me 40? This is something that I need you guys to go back to and to remember. Okay? Take a screenshot if you need to. I'm going to move it out the way. Or you can wait because I'm going to color code this next one. For those of you who need the color coding, I want to make sure we have that color coding going on. So let's try one that has a different sign. Negative 2/3 divided by 1/2. Keep change flip first, right? So let's do it. This stays the same. This changes. There we go. So now what? This number and this number. So we have a negative number here, right? This whole thing is negative. We're going to deal with that afterwards. 2 times 1 is 2. And 3 times 2 is 6. Put little arrows on there. I like the arrows. It tells me that it makes sense which way I'm going here. Now, when you see two even numbers, that should automatically tell you, wait a minute, stop, hold up. This can be simplified because the numbers, both numbers are even numbers. You need to look at it and say, I need to go off to the side and I need to determine what numbers will give, what two numbers multiply, or what numbers multiply to give me 2, and what numbers multiply to give me 6. Starting with 2. Well, 2 is easy because only 1 times 2 will ever give you 2. What about 6? 1 times 6 will give me 6, and 2 times 3 will give me 6. Nothing else will give me 6 because I'm already up at the top. So what number do they have in common? They have a 2 in common. So I'm going to divide the numerator and the denominator by 2. I take what's common and divide it. Remember, this is our simplifying portion. This is why we have to simplify. This has to be simplified. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. Last step. Do not forget this last step. Go back to your original problem. A negative times a positive. A different sign. Different sign, negative answer. Different sign means a negative answer. Okay? Take a screenshot because I'm going to move on to mixed numbers. All right, mixed numbers. When you are working with a mixed number, the first thing you got to do is take this mixed number and turn it into an improper fraction. An improper fraction is a fraction that is heavy on the top. What I mean by heavy on the top, I mean that the number on the top is larger than the number on the bottom. In a regular fraction, we have a smaller number on top of a bigger number. An improper fraction means that I have to have a bigger number on the top and the smaller number on the bottom. How do we do that? We've talked about this. You've done this in 6th grade, maybe even before. You multiply the denominator with the whole number. So I'm going to multiply that. Then you add that product to your to your numerator. or with your numerator, not to, but with your numerator. So I multiply my denominator and my whole number. This product, remember the word product from the first video, the answer, is then added to the numerator. Okay, sorry, my accent just came out, didn't it? I said numerator. Numerator? Sorry, y'all know, Jersey comes out every now and then. Jersey has gone back, I'm back, okay. So 2 times 4. 2 times 4 gives me how much? Please tell me you said 8. So 2 times 4 gave me 8. Then I need to add this here. Add 3. Your final answer should be 11. So then I'm going to take that 11 and I keep the 11 up here and I keep my division sign. What goes on the bottom is the same denominator that I was looking at in my original problem. That denominator does not change, okay? It's the same denominator. And then I fill in the rest of it. So now I've gone from a mixed number to an improper fraction. The next step is to keep change flip. So now I keep change flip. You cannot keep change flip before you do that. You need to do this first. So this needs to be our first step. And this needs to be our second step. Okay? First, second. So let's do the same thing we did before. 11/4 times 3/2. So then we can do 11 times 3. And 4 times 2, which is 8. Now, I'm not sure if Khan Academy will allow you to leave the answer like that. I think they do. But in case they do not, you can simplify this. What you would do is you would see how many times 8 can fit into 33. So if I think of my times tables, 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 4 is 32. That right there tells me that I can do times 4, which will give me 32. I'm not going to leave it there. So my whole number would be 4 because 8 can go into 32 at least 4 times. There's that division again. 8 can go in there 4 times with a remainder of 1. Okay? So then my remainder becomes my numerator and my denominator stays my denominator. And this is if you have a 4th step. Okay, this is the simplifying part. So this is where we simplified. Uh-oh, I got black on my marker somehow. That's where we simplify. Okay, I know it looks like a lot. Rewind it and slow the video down. Take pictures. Do what I'm doing. You know, in class, I'm constantly telling you guys, do what I do. Do what I do. The best way for you to do it, for you to understand this, is for you to be practicing it along with me. Okay? We'll do one more example because when we're multiplying, there's no point in me going over the multiplying process because we multiply within it. So that's why I'm only showing you the division problems, because when you are doing a division problem, you turn it into multiplication. So why would I show you multiplication? We just showed you multiplication. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we got to work smarter, not harder. All right. Take a picture if you need to. I'm going to erase it, and I'm going to show you one more example with a negative. And remember, these notes will be posted as well as a reminder. So I'm also going to post this note here so that you can remember that when you're multiplying or dividing, you can do a positive times a positive gives you a negative, and a negative times a positive, negative times a negative is a positive, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. No matter what you're doing, positive and a positive will give you a negative and a negative will give you a positive, or a positive, negative, okay? Positive, positive. So hopefully that makes sense to you. It also says down here, product quotient, two integers with different signs is negative. Different sign, negative, same sign, positive, okay? I'm not sure if I highlighted it on the last one. All right. So that will be uploaded as well. We'll do one more example. Trying to think what color I want to use this time, guys. I'm getting bored with the other colors I'm using here. All right, so we'll do -2 1/2 times, oh, this is a multiplication. I don't want to do multiplication. That's not what I want to do. No, it's not. No. We want to do division because we want to be able to see both of them. We're going to do 1 3/8 divided by -1/8. Okay. Keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip. Not to be confused with Kentucky Fried Chicken. Although I wouldn't mind some KFC right now. So I'm going to change this into an improper fraction. Remember, this multiply, this add. If you have to write that every time, so be it. Do it. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 3 is 11. Keep my denominator. Oh, you know what? Miss T made a mistake. You don't keep, change, flip it yet. My bad, y'all. Nobody told me anything. Nobody said, hey, Miss T, wait a minute, you're not supposed to do that yet. Unless you were saying it in your living room, and then congrats, you remembered, you did it. You corrected Miss T. Because even Miss T can make a oops. All right, and I totally flipped it before I needed to flip it. Yo, what is up with your teacher right now? She is tripping. All right, now we're gonna change it. Now we're gonna change it. There we go. I got it now. I'm good. Don't worry. I promise I have not. Maybe I have lost my mind. Is anybody else going stir crazy? You're just like, I want to get out of my house. Okay. 11 times 8 is 88. And 8 times 1 is 8. Now, you see all these 8s? Please tell me you see all these 8s, guys. You need to make sure you are simplifying. This is not something I would accept from my 8th graders. Ever. Okay? My 8th graders know if I see this as an answer, it's wrong. Because you can simplify this. This is an easy one to simplify because there's all these 8s. So they got something in common. They have 8 in common. So how many times can 8 fit into 88? It can fit in there 11 times. Before I do that, I need to look at my negative sign. Different signs. This is a positive. This is a negative. Different sign, negative answer. So you need to simplify. This has to be simplified. So 8. So if you think of your times tables, that's why you need to be practicing your times tables, my friends. Your times table says 8 times 11 is 88. So my answer is -11. Your answer is not always going to be a fraction. Sometimes it will be a whole number. Okay? Any questions? I hope not. Take a screenshot if you need to. Make sure you practice these problems before you start them. And make sure you are looking at the quiz and going over your positive and your negative numbers, your rational numbers. 2 not two, same sign, two positives or two negatives, you're going to get a positive answer. Same sign, positive. Different sign, negative. Okay? I'll see you guys in the last video, which is going to focus on order of operations.